Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn. I do videos on astrology and Feng Shui, and today we are talking about astrology. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button if you like videos like this, because it really helps out the channel. And if you don't know me, again, welcome to the channel. I am a professional astrologer. I've been doing astrology for a long time. I've written 16 books. I write a weekly sun signs column on sunsigns.com. I also write for horoscope.com and astrology.com. And in the description box below, there is a link to a PDF if you need a copy of your chart, which does include my email, where you can just send me your information and I will send you a copy of your chart. Okay, let's get started. Okay, Virgo natives, you guys are doing the eclipse in the 11th house, and this is about not just friends and groups and organizations and those keywords that we know about the 11th house, but this is how you are making your mark in the world. It's that bigger thing that you're doing, that thing that is going to change the world because you are this unique soul. And this is you now having this egg of potentiality, this cosmic ability to set the world into a new trajectory. Now, I know that sounds huge, and because it's zero, you say, Donna, I have no idea how to do that, and that is fine. Right now, it's just about being open to the possibilities, open to the idea that there are things that in this world you would like to change, and that you do have the power to place your thoughts into the collective consciousness. Now, when it comes to things about your own future, it says get a new vision for your future. Maybe your vision in the past was too small. Maybe it's no longer relevant because so many things have changed. Maybe it is just for the thing that you have wanted for so long, it's really just not right for you, and that's the reason it's not coming. So there's so many examples of it, but you know, it comes down to, if you are not spending time on it and you're not spending money on it, then it's probably not that important to you. So look at where you are putting your time and money resources, and that's going to give you a hint of the direction to go. Now, that said, we do live in a world where it is super easy to just cruise, because there is this continuous entertainment, there is continuous input, and so sometimes it doesn't give us a lot of time to think. And so it is important to use where you put your time and where you put your money as a clue to what you should be doing, not to say that's the end all be all. So if you are spending all of your time and energy watching YouTube videos, it doesn't necessarily mean the universe intends for you to just watch YouTube videos. Perhaps it is that you need to get involved in this movement somehow. And so to consider that this is just a sign. Beyond that, whatever it is that has really pulled your attention lately is also a sign. Is there some sort of movie or song or genre that is really pulling at you right now? Then you need to sit down and say, okay, what aspect of this is the clue going forward? Because again, if there's a video game that you're really loving right now, that's not necessarily what the universe is saying is your path, but there could be a component of that, some psychological thing that it is fulfilling in you that is that component. Now, when we look across the chart, what do we see but Saturn in your 6th house of daily routines and habits? This planet, which is the planet of disciplines, making that inconjunct right to that eclipse point. And what that is saying is that you take the ideas you have and you apply it to your daily routines. That Saturn at 0 says redo your daily life. Make sure that you are either sticking to a structured schedule, or if you have a structured schedule, it says throw out that schedule and give yourself a new schedule. And if you just are kind of bebopping your way through the day, you come to the end of the day and you say, I don't even know what I got done, that is a definite time where Saturn's going to step in and say, no, you need a structure. You know, the old saying where if you give a task to a busy person, they can get it done. It is because they have a structure to things. And so for you that it may be in your chart that this is really hard. If you have a difficult sixth house in your natal chart, yes, you may have to struggle at this, but it doesn't mean you still can do it, because if you have planets in the sixth house, then you have energy in the sixth house. And you, of course, have a sign on the sixth house too, and that is pulling energy to that sixth house as well. So this says, get a schedule, and if you have a schedule right now, change your schedule. Now, with all this talk about life path, then we go to the actual point of life path, which is the north node, and looking at the south node, and look what it's saying to us. It is in the 410, which is about taking what you have, your foundations, your talents and abilities, things from your upbringing, things from your ancestors, and applying those out into a career. This says that over the next 18 months, you are making a lot of adjustments in your career. This could take you to an entirely new career or up the corporate ladder. So this does say that new jobs are possible, there's opportunities for you, and this is a time right now where you can be posting your resume and getting a response. Very interesting, because this is getting that T-square from the Mars in Pisces in the 7th house, and that says to you that other people are the source of opportunities. That is reaching out one-on-one, not just posting your resume to a site where you don't see anybody, but going on LinkedIn to that company and saying, all right, who's the hiring manager? Who is the person who is in charge of that team, who's probably posted that job in the first place? How can I reach out to them? How can I make a connection with them? And then once you have their name, see if they do Instagram, see if they do YouTube. Find them and send them a kind and considerate message and see if there's a connection. Because this Mars in Pisces, what it's saying is that spiritually, when there is a spiritual connection, then there can be a connection in the world. And that means that it is the person who maybe you had a past life with, the person who has a connection to your chart. That's the person who's going to give you the job or the opportunity. And you find that person by reaching out to many people. Now, we have Venus retrograde in your 10th house, Mercury retrograde in your 11th house, and the Venus retrograde says you're probably going back to some sort of job you had before, and again, that could be temporary because of all of this life path energy that you're doing. That's just fine. And the Mercury in the 11th house does say that an income is returning, so that's good. The Mercury retrograde does put some delays on that. We'll talk about that in a moment when we talk about your finances. But with that Venus there, it does say that you have longer with Venus in your 10th house. That's very fortunate. It means your charisma is high, your powers to attract are high, and so you can use that for love relationships as well as your career. And speaking of love relationships, you have Mars in Pisces with the Neptune in the 7th house, and they are making an aspect to that Mercury retrograde that could mean that somebody from your past is coming back to see if it will work. That could be a past lover or a friend who is now going to be more than a friend. If you're already in an existing relationship, this is about going over things that may have been problems in the past and clearing the air. This is about being more forgiving and tender with your partner. That Mercury retrograde could have gotten you into some old argument. It's time to unravel that and see what the real problem is, because it is not about how somebody loads the dishwasher or that somebody forgot to take out the trash. There is something that's deeper here, and you can find that out and heal that. When we look at your home life, we have the South Node there, so home is very comfortable. It's pulling in that energy from the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction in the 5th house. This means fertility is very high. If you are looking to add to the family, this could be really good news. If you are not expecting that, then you should be taking some precautions. This can also bring in added pets to the family, or adult children might move back home. So you do have some activity, but overall we have happiness at home. When we look at your career, as we said before, the Venus is very elevated. This means that you come across more likable, more charismatic than ever before, and that's fantastic. It is bringing you opportunities, so you really want to get out there. Don't hide at home. Don't hide behind, like turn on your video when you're doing a video conference, because this can bring you opportunities. It does say that if you're looking for a job, you could get more than one opportunity, or you would have extra time to do negotiations. But generally, you don't want to sign an employment contract during the Mercury retrograde if possible. And if that's not possible, then try not to start the job itself during the retrograde. So if you have to sign the employment contract during Mercury retrograde, then at least start the job after Mercury goes direct. Now, when we look at your finances, you are pulling money directly from your career. That's where the biggest sources of money is coming from. Also, where you put your name on things, where you say, I'm in charge of this, I'm going to lead this. So we see money coming in from your own business when your name is on it, not when you are just part of a larger organization or things like that. Money does seem to be flowing in little fits and spurts because Venus is retrograde. It does, though, mean that money that was owed to you has a good chance of coming in. When we look at your investments or passive income sources or money from a business, though, we don't have you accumulating large sums of money. You are making money. Money is flowing in, but it seems to be going right out again. That will change over the next few weeks, but right now it does look like that money comes in one hand and you're pushing it out in the other hand because you're covering bills, expenses, and you're investing in your business. This also does mean that with that Chiron there, that you are healing some issues that you have with passive income sources, and that is done by recognizing that there are cycles, and it's very hard to time these things. And so sometimes the markets go up, sometimes they go down, and as long as you are a long-term diversified investor, you're going to be just fine. Now, that all said, your money derived from career is huge because you have Sun, Moon, and Mercury up in your 11th house. That's fantastic. This means that you could have multiple different jobs bringing in income. It means if income had been stopped before, now it's restarting. That's fantastic. And it means there is the potential of making more money than you actually need so that you can pay down bills from the past, or you can put money towards your future. So this is really, really good news. And if you are very interested in just money from your chart, look at my course, Finding the Hidden Money in Your Chart. There's a link in the description box below for more details. And thank you for watching this video. If you like videos like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. And I want you to have a safe and prosperous time.